Finding short-term workspace in the Bay Area can be frustrating. Renters have to search across multiple apps and sites just to find a space that fits their budget, schedule, and needs. At the same time, workspace owners, such as homeowners, office owners, and universities, have extra space that sits underused. Workspace is our attempt to solve both sides of this problem with a simple, transparent search and marketplace experience. Workspace is a prototype marketplace where renters can type a plain English query and get back a ranked list of matching spaces. Behind the scenes, an AI model reads the query and figures out what the renter actually wants: the type of space, price range, how many people, which days, what amenities, and where. The system then scores every listing against those needs and returns the best matches. One of the key features is a transparency dial that we call Alpha. Operators can slide it to control how much weight sponsor listings get versus purely relevant ones. So let's go for an example. Let's say a user is looking for a quiet private office for one person in San Francisco under $20 an hour, available Monday through Friday. If we click search, it will parse the query, and then we'll get some results. See, the first one is a sponsored result, but it also fits the intent of the user. It's a co-working desk, can fit up to 2 people. It only costs about $8 an hour. The next one is a private office room in Noe Valley. Again, can fit 4 people. And then we have a dedicated desk in Soma, not sponsored. Now you can see that if we adjust the alpha dial down to 0, sponsored listings start to take over, because this means very little weight is being placed on relevance and almost all the weight is being placed on whether or not a listing is sponsored. If we increase the dial up to, say, 0.95, sponsored listings are pushed way down and relevance is most important. It takes until number 5 until we see a sponsored listing. The user can also go through and filter based on space type, the max price per hour they're willing to pay, the minimum capacity of people the space can accommodate, and the days that the space is available. Now, I also want to show a little bit about some of the analysis that we did about some of the trade-offs that we were making. Now, the first is what we call P at 10 versus alpha, which is the relevance versus revenue trade-off. So precision at 10 measures what percentage of those top 10 results are actually accurate based off some ground truth that we developed. So, for example, we can see when that alpha is between 0 and 0.5, which means that sponsored listings are really heavily weighted. Precision at 10 is 0.1, which means only 10% or 1 in 10 of those listings is considered relevant versus the ground truth. However, as alpha increases and relevance is placed as a more important criteria versus whether or not a listing is sponsored, you can see the precision at 10 goes way up, which means the user experience is better. They're seeing more relevant listings based off their intent, and sponsored listings are pushed further down. We also wanted to look at the diversity of listings with something called Jacquard overlap. And this measures basically how similar are the results for different queries. And we look at the numbers off the diagonal, and low numbers are better, which means that with different queries, you're not seeing much overlap between what the machine is spitting out. That's good because it means that the machine is actually giving results that are tailored to the user's intent rather than surfacing the same things every time. We also include a little bit of randomness in each result surfacing, so that even if you type in the same query multiple times, you'll get a little bit of change over time so that different listings have a chance to appear. That's a quick summary of what we built.